Imagine this. You're surrounded by silence. No buzzing phones, no endless scrolling, no constant pressure to react or perform, just stillness. What happens to your mind? What does your body tell you in those quiet moments? More importantly, what does your soul begin to reveal? Have you ever wondered what truly happens when we stop chasing stimulation and let the body fall silent? In a world that constantly demands our attention, choosing silence is almost a rebellion. Yet, it's in that rebellion, through abstinence, through restraint, that something powerful begins to unfold. In this video, we're diving into the hidden truth behind abstinence. Not just physical but mental, emotional, even spiritual. We're exploring what science, ancient practices, and modern thinkers like Dr. Joe Dispenza say happens when we step back from constant activity and allow space for something deeper to emerge. You may think of abstinence as simply avoiding certain behaviors, but that's only scratching the surface. What if this practice could unlock clarity, heal old emotional wounds, and even rewire your brain? That's exactly what recent studies and ancient wisdom are pointing toward. And the most fascinating part, most people have no idea this is even possible. We'll look at the science behind what happens when your nervous system finally shifts out of survival mode. You'll learn how abstinence can trigger the brain's ability to reorganize itself, literally changing how you think and feel. We'll uncover how stillness can awaken creativity, strengthen intuition, and open the door to spiritual insight. These aren't just theories. They're measurable changes in the body and mind that many never experience simply because they never slow down. You'll also hear about historical figures and spiritual leaders who used periods of abstinence to achieve breakthroughs, insights, even transcendence. From monks in silence for decades to scientists in isolation who made world-changing discoveries, there's a hidden pattern here that's too powerful to ignore. But what does this mean for you? It means that even a few minutes of deliberate silence, a short break from daily pleasures or distractions, can lead to unexpected transformation. This isn't just about discipline, it's about discovery. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the practice of abstinence is one of the most underrated paths to self-mastery. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, or just curious about what lies beyond the noise, this video is for you. Stay with us to the end, because what we're about to explore could change the way you think about stillness forever. Welcome to our channel, where we dive deep into the mind, body, and soul. If you find meaning in self-growth, transformation, and the science behind inner power, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a journey like this one. When we hear the word abstinence, most people immediately think of giving something up, usually something physical or pleasurable. But true abstinence is much more than that. It's not just the absence of action. It's the presence of intention. It's about choosing to step away from constant engagement with the external world, to reconnect with what lies within. At its core, abstinence is a way of creating space to breathe, to listen, and to observe the parts of ourselves we often ignore. This space becomes a mirror. Without the usual distractions, we begin to notice what's really going on inside. Thoughts we suppress start to surface. Emotions we've buried begin to stir. It can be uncomfortable at first, but that's where the transformation begins. When the noise quiets down, the soul has a chance to speak. Abstinence has been practiced for centuries, not as punishment, but as a path to insight. In Buddhism, monks observe silence and simplicity to become more mindful and aware of their inner world. In Hinduism, practices like brahmacharya encourage self-restraint to preserve spiritual energy. In Christianity, fasting and solitude are used to strengthen one's relationship with God. And in Islam, the month of Ramadan is a sacred time of abstaining not only from food but from negative behaviors. to purify the heart and focus on gratitude. Even outside religious settings, thinkers, artists, and leaders have used abstinence to unlock creativity and clarity. They retreat from the noise of life to access something more powerful, an inner knowing that can't be found in the chaos. In these quiet spaces, people often discover ideas, healing, and revelations that were never visible before. The pause, the restraint, the silence, it all becomes a doorway to deeper understanding. The body is constantly responding to the world around us. Every noise, every scream, every demand triggers a subtle reaction. Most of us live in a state of constant alert, what science calls fight or flight. This survival mode is useful in short bursts, but when it becomes our baseline, it begins to wear us down. We become tense, anxious, reactive. Our minds race, our sleep suffers, and our health declines. But something interesting happens when we remove the noise. When we deliberately reduce external stimuli, turn off the notifications, step away from the rush, sit in silence, the nervous system begins to shift. It moves out of the stress response and into a calm state called rest and digest. In this state, the body begins to repair itself. The heart rate slows, breathing becomes deeper, blood pressure stabilizes, hormones rebalance. It's as if the body finally gets permission to heal. Joe Dispenza has spent years studying how this shift affects the brain. He teaches that in moments of stillness, when we are no longer reacting to our environment, the brain begins to reorganize itself. This is known as neuroplasticity. Old patterns of thought can be interrupted, and new connections can form. As the external world fades, the internal world becomes louder, and with it, creativity and intuition emerge. It's in these quiet moments that the brain starts operating in a more coherent, balanced way. Different regions begin to communicate more effectively. People often report sudden insights, vivid images, or emotional releases. These aren't random, they're signs that the mind is processing, healing, and expanding. Without constant stimulation, the body relaxes, and the brain begins to work in ways that modern life rarely allows. In the space created by abstinence, deep physiological changes take place, often without us even realizing it. Silence is more than the absence of sound, it's the opening of an inner doorway. When we stop filling every moment with noise, entertainment, or distraction, something unexpected begins to happen. Emotions we've tucked away, sometimes for years, start to rise. At first, this can feel uncomfortable. Anger, sadness, loneliness, even fear may show up without warning, but this is a natural part of the process. These emotions aren't appearing to overwhelm us. They're appearing because they finally have space to be seen. Most of us are experts at avoiding our feelings. We stay busy, we scroll, we talk, we work. Anything to keep from sitting quietly with ourselves. But in stillness, there's nowhere to run. That's why silence can become a powerful tool for emotional clarity. It reveals the truth of what we carry inside, and once we see it, we can begin to release it, not by force, but through gentle awareness. As we face these emotions, something deeper begins to stir. Many people report an unexpected sense of peace in the stillness, a quiet knowing, a presence. It doesn't always have a name, but it feels real. Some describe it as the soul, others call it energy, or simply something greater. It's as if the silence clears a path to parts of ourselves we forgot existed, and beyond that to something even larger. Without the distractions of daily life, the boundaries between self and world begin to soften. People often say they feel more connected, not just to themselves, but to nature, to life, to the universe itself. This isn't about belief or religion, it's about experience. In silence, the inner and outer worlds meet, and in that meeting, something sacred begins to unfold, something that can't be explained, only felt. Starting small is the key to embracing silence in a world that never stops. One simple way to begin is by setting aside just 5 minutes each morning for quiet reflection. Before the day's noise takes over, find a comfortable spot, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Let your mind settle without rushing to plan or worry. This small pause helps center your thoughts and opens the door to deeper awareness. It's a moment to check in with yourself before the chaos begins. Another practical step is to be mindful during meals. Try limiting your use of digital devices while eating. No phones, no screens, no distractions. Instead, focus on the food, the flavors, and the sensations of the moment. Eating without distractions not only improves digestion, but also trains your mind to slow down and appreciate simple pleasures. It's a small act of abstinence that reconnects you to your body and presence. For those looking to deepen this practice, designating one day a week as a quiet days can be transformative. On this day, reduce or eliminate unnecessary noise, avoid social media, and minimize conversations. Use the time to rest, reflect, or simply be. This intentional break from the usual stimulation helps reset your nervous system and recharge your energy. It's like giving your mind and body a gentle reset button, allowing for clarity and renewal. These daily practices don't require major lifestyle changes. Instead, they invite a gentle shift, a slowing down, that creates space for the body and soul to speak. Over time, these moments of silence build upon each other, leading to greater peace, insight, and connection. By making these simple adjustments, you start to reclaim your inner quiet in a noisy world. By choosing moments of abstinence, we open doors to inner peace, clarity, and profound self-discovery. It's in the quiet, the stillness, that we find the space to heal, to grow, and to connect with the deepest parts of ourselves. This practice isn't about giving something up, it's about gaining so much more. So, take a step today. Embrace the silence. Listen closely to the whispers of your soul. You might be surprised at what you discover. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more journeys into self-awareness and inner transformation. Thank you for watching.